What's up, guys? All right.
CJ and Ian. What's up with CJ and Ian? Look like they got
CJ?
Yeah, Saunders.
Oh, yeah, CJ Saunders. Looked like he had some sort of a strain, lower leg strain, so we'll have to wait and see what that is. Ian got hit in the ribs. Jacob, Tuiatu Mariner, he got rolled up on his knee, so we'll have to wait and see how all three of those guys are.
You saw the offense running at the end of practice? Was that just something?
It was the whole team, yeah. Yeah. So like the threes that are practicing tomorrow, they didn't run. The ones and twos, we finished up their work with some, and coaches all ran at the end. That's why I'm winded right now as I talk to you.
That's why you take the card over.
Will the last who's getting anything tomorrow?
No.
Or just like straight bet that?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Was that his conditioning then?
Yeah, that was just conditioning.
What have you seen from CJ this camp?
Saunders.
Yeah.
He's dependable. He gets open. Great hands. Plays on special teams. So I was really excited to see him in the preseason games, to see him working versus other teams, and so hopefully it's not something that holds him long, because he's been a valuable part of this team through OTAs and into training camp.
Hey man, we saw JC kind of try to get a rep there at the end of the 2 minutes, and then he was taken out. First, can you explain what happened there?
Yeah, we go through every night. The wellness team, led by Rob Panarella, goes through period by period what guys are allowed to do. So JC tried to go in the 2 minute. He wasn't supposed to be in the 2 minutes. He's supposed to get integrated today into the 2 red zone periods, which he did. Indy, so it's a progression. And so I had to be the bad guy and kick him out.
So he was in there for the opening red zone?
The opening red zone he was in, and he was in there for the trade red zone with the 2 fields. So he was in for those 2.
And
Plus
you
Indy.
plan to regress him? Is it more?
Yeah, I think it's less of his foot now, more of he hasn't been doing much, so they didn't want him to come out and all of a sudden he's running 60 yards on a vertical. Start him with some, high speed, game-like, intense, but in short, condensed spaces, and then kind of work him from there.
Matt, any more word on how you're going to do the quarterback rotation Saturday?
We'll make that decision. Talk about everything tonight. I think Ben and I have a really good feel for it, but we'll talk to those guys tomorrow. So we'll make some things public after that.
Big picture, would you think whoever your starters are would not play much in the third game, Matt? I forget how you worked that way.
Last year I played in the second and the third game, but we had 2 joint practices. So there'll be some starters playing this week. And it might be less guys in the second game, with the joint practice kind of taking the place of that. Some guys might play in all 3, so we're going to take it on a very individual basis, what we think each guy needs.
And any update on Steven Sullivan?
Still out for personal reasons, death in the family.
It looked like kind of an extra second got added on maybe to the last play for the offensive score. Was that you wanted to end on a positive note?
No, that was not me. That was just how they call it. That might have been home field clock operator, but that was we just kind of played it as it came. So I think Don Toner does that, so we have to talk to Don. So, but I was really, really pleased with our execution by the offense today. In the first period in the red zone, that was live, that was tackle, so there was no I would have had him. And then to end those situations like that, that was 30 seconds on the 30-yard line. Need a touchdown to win the game, only 1 timeout. So, but both quarterbacks got us in the end zone, which was impressive.
It felt like the last 10 minutes or so were particularly intense. You like kind of with tomorrow being mostly threes. Did you like kind of the way that ended for your ones and twos?
Yeah, I think a lot of that was Burns. Like I called the guys up before the last drive, and he said, "No, coach, can we please run that back again?" I mean, that was a really hard day. That was the longest practice we've had. It was hot, and for a guy like Burns to say, "No, let's do it again," I think it's a great sign for his leadership. But the situations, we're making an emphasis no matter what happens throughout the game. It comes down to the end of the game, and it was great to you guys heard me say yesterday, we're not putting the ball in the end zone. To put it in the end zone today was good. But I did like the way it felt on the field. Now, I'll turn the tape on because it's great to have great effort and intensity, but if you don't execute at a high level, none of it matters. And to give up those touchdown throws, I have to go back and see what happened. So I'm always, again, like I'm Switzerland. I'm fired up that the offense made those throws. Defensively, I'm upset that we gave up those throws, but it's just about correcting it.
Matt, along those lines, that early goal line period, what was kind of your takeaway from that segment?
That the level of communication on defense down there, those things happen quickly, and you have to pass it off. It has to just continue to improve. I liked some of the creativity that we had on offense. Put defenses into conflict. Those periods are particularly important to me. we called them 2-point plays, but the decisions the head coach has to make are the 4th and 2s down there, the 4th and 3s. Do I take the points? Do I go for it, etc. So when you feel good about, hey, our ability to score, then it makes those decisions a little easier. So it was a good first time doing that.
How much better do you feel about you guys, your starters especially, leaving camp this year versus the last couple of years?
I feel good about where we are, but I also, the reality is when you look at the tape, there's a long, long way to go. So I think, but I do think we're about where we should be. It's hard to remember for me how I felt exactly last year. I knew we were better, early on, and I think it showed early on. I think the keys right now are how good are we for the long term, and are the habits we're building, are they ingrained or not? So we'll go back and just hopefully the guys. It's the end of Wofford, but it's not the end of the preseason. We have to get a lot better.
You mentioned Burns, St. Louis do this again. I mean, any other examples of little things like this, that maybe behind the scenes you see to Brian that shows him stepping up as a leader?
Of Brian, I think the biggest thing is. We can challenge them. It's easy to sit there and say we should do this or do you da. But one of the best things you can do as a leader is be vulnerable and allow other people to correct you. And so Brian's been coachable, and I think when young players see your best players be humble enough to get coached and then go out there and be confident enough to attack on the field, it sends a good message. And Brian's a leader in that.
Matt, what will you do Thursday night? I can't remember how you handle a fan fest. Is that kind of a glorified walkthrough?
No, we practice. Yeah, we practice. I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. We practice, but it won't be in pads. It'll be in helmets. We'll do things like 1-on-1, 7-on-7. We'll do a 2-minute. So we'll throw the ball around. Last year, the turf had just been put in, so it was kind of our first time on it. This will be our first time on turf. Obviously, with us playing on Saturday, we won't bang them. That's why this was kind of important to get this done. But we will move around. It will be a practice.
For the 1s and 2s not going tomorrow, 3s, is that just to see the 3s more and give the day just a simple day off, or 1s and 2s in general a lot?
Yeah, it's I think the ones have gone. They've gone 7 padded practices in 8 days or whatever. Yeah, 9 days. So, I want to make sure we have a chance to really see these 3s. We've had some depth issues at corner and some positions, so the 3s haven't got as many reps as I would like. So it's their day tomorrow. So. We moved the practice up to 9 to help the equipment staff and the video staff get everything broken down here. They can start tonight, so we're not going to meet in the morning. We're going to show up. We're going to walk through our pregame walkthrough, so we're ready for Washington, and then we're going to hit the field and break camp and come back Thursday for Fan Fest and hopefully have a great time with the fans.
Coach McAdoo did not name a starting quarterback this morning.
He didn't do that. He didn't do that again.
I'm sure you were happy to see that. How would you evaluate him throughout this camp as a educator, as a teacher, as a coach, as he's getting these guys executed the offense?
What I love about Coach McAdoo is that he's deeply ingrained in the quarterback room. So, as the play caller, he's also an extension of the quarterbacks themselves, every detail from the first step to the throw. I think that's really important that those guys are on the same page. For a guy that's, been a head coach, it's hard to come in, you've been a head coach and all you adjust to a different way of practice, a different way of I like to sometimes just put the ball down and play and have to call it as opposed to scripting it. A lot of guys don't like that, and Ben's, he's from the old school. Whatever I ask, he does, and so he's really adaptable. And I think he's bringing out the best in all the different position groups. And I really like the way the position coaches on offense are really unified. So I think Ben's a great teacher. He's high level of accountability, high level of demand, and I didn't see the interview, but I don't, if he's being stoic or all that stuff, that's not really who he is. He's a fantastic guy with a great personality, and I think the guys are really gravitating towards him.
What about Chris Taves?
Taves? Hey, I wish you could sit through one of his special teams meetings. It's like it's entertaining, but he has a high level of accountability on the field, and that's that's as a coach, that's what you want. When your coaches hold the players highly accountable and they hold themselves highly accountable, as the head coach, you don't have to get involved. And I think he does a great job of that. And he has the mindset we want. We want to attack on special teams. We want to be a great return team. We want to block punts. We want to fake things. We want to be aggressive, and that's his mindset. So I think he too is a great teacher. And I like the way that we've changed our practice format. I've said, hey, why have you always been a top 10? And he said, here's what I've done, and here's how we've practiced, and here's how we've done that. And to me, it's not about how you did it. It's about how you're going to do it moving forward. And so I've listened to Taves, and I think I know I can see a real improvement in the special teams. We just have to now start to carry it over into live situations.
What do you think about Jonathan Banks starting football?
Johnny can do it, you know. So it was good to get one of those. It's good to get, he's known for that, so it was good to get one in practice, and good to see the defense react and punt save.
We'll do a couple more. Everybody good?
All right, see y'all. Thanks, guys. Next time I see you.